everybody, it's Celestia and welcome to A Crafter's Story. Thank you so much for stopping by. So this video is part of Cindy from Cindy A. Lewis. It's part of her Share the Love Hop. There are 17 collaborators that joined the hop, and so I'm really excited to be one of those 17. And the idea was, let me read to you what the hop parameters were. It was that we had to use scraps or leftovers. We had to include at least one heart or a meaningful word or phrase. And we could create anything, something like a journal page or a tag or a card or a pocket or a cluster. Any of those things were going to be okay to do on this hop. And it was a way just to share love however it speaks to you, and because not everybody is going to celebrate Valentine's for a variety of reasons, and so this was Cindy's way of sharing the love, and I love that that I'm part of this. So let me get into what I decided to do. So you'll see this looks like a little scrappy bits of paper, which it is. So I took a piece of old denim, black denim, and I went and pulled out my stash of little bits and pieces of fabric, and I cut them a bit smaller and put them in these little packets. So I have tons and tons that I'm going to be using probably for the rest of my days. So there were all my little scrappy bits, and I put down some Mod Podge, put my little scrappy bits down and put Mod Podge over it. And the idea, my original idea, was that I was going to take this and cut it up and make little bits and pieces with it, but it's really rough to the point where it almost feels like it wants to cut me in places. And I thought, well, that's no good. So I'm not going to do that. What I'll do instead then is to make a photocopy. Now, I blew it up a little bit on my computer, so you'll see it's a little bigger. Little bits show up a bit bigger on my printed copy. But I took that, and then on the reverse side I took some book pages and I coffee stained them and I pasted them onto the back of my printed copy. Once I did that, I'm going to move this aside. I cut out some hearts, and so these are the hearts that came off my original page. Well, not my original, well, yes, the copy, the first copy I made, like that. I inked the edges. You'll see that's what I was talking about, where I put some coffee stained book pages on the back. And that way, you know, it's also not just white on the back, depending on how you want to use this. So there is those. And then I decided, well, I'm going to take little hearts, and I'm going to take my little heart punch, and I'm going to paste them down. I've done this before on another, I think it was my tea stain marbling, where I did these little flowers. I'm doing this a little bit differently because I've gone and punched a hole in the middle, and so I'm taking 5. Let me see if I can get this down without messing. Okay. I'm going to take 5 of my little hearts. You want that side? Oh, the other thing I did with one of my copies is I copied it both sides, because I just thought, what if I like this side, or I like that side but I don't like that side, or, you know. So I gave myself some options by copying on both sides. Okay, like that. Okay, and then I took a little flower. These are little dollar store flowers that I buy by the bunches. Then I pull them apart and I'm able to just use them. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because it's so small, but on this little brad it says Monsieur, and so I'm just going to put, okay, let me see if I can get, I have a butter knife, my craft station butter knife. I'm going to try and pick this up without destroying it. Okay, I got it. And then I'm going to put, try that again. Let's put this down on the butter knife. Going to put that through there, through here. The glue's not dry. If the glue was dry, this wouldn't be so finicky. Ah, oh, brother. Okay, I think I got it. I got it. Okay. All right, turn it over. Close it. I'm going to rearrange some petals because they're kind of moving on me. I'm trying to do this before the glue is dry, and that's a little problematic. Okay, so then what I did is I took my flower. I did actually ink the edges. I don't think I'll do that now. This is already giving me a hard time. And then I basically just put it down on the top corner. So it's as if I was replacing that one. Let me bring you down a little bit. It was as if I was replacing one of the top pieces with a flower. And then I just thought, you know, this doesn't have to have, yeah, there we go, a romantic message. It can have a healing message. And so I have these little pieces of paper that are the words. Let me get this glue to come out again. Trying to get my glue to come out again, sorry. There we go. So this one says healing. And this says together. Maybe I can just... Oh, look at the mess I am making with my glue. Guys, I'm a craft disaster today. Okay, let me put that maybe like this. All right, and that is what I decided to do with my scrappy bits of paper. And I'm not going to glue this down because I first want to ink the edges. But let me show you two more that I made earlier. And that one says, don't give up, ever. And then this one says, live your dreams. And I just thought, you know, I could probably use these, excuse me, as little pockets. They could obviously be tags, but let me just move this one across here for a minute, like that. Let me bring this back out again a little bit. And I'm working on this journal. I'm going to do a flip through at some point. Let me look for an empty page, maybe this one. And perhaps if I were to glue this in here, it could, I'm going to pretend that this is a tag. I could use it as a pocket in a journal. So just an idea. And that is how I interpreted this love hop. And go back in. Thank you so much, Cindy. This really sparked an idea for me, and I love how these came out. Oh, I see, I should have mentioned, while those two, the flowers are kind of top left, this one was bottom right, and I really should have inked the edges of this flower first because it kind of disappears into the background of that busy heart. But yeah, so that was my interpretation. Thank you so much, Cindy, for this prompt. I really enjoyed it, and I hope it sparked an idea for somebody else as well. I'll see you next time. Bye.